All right, welcome back to the show. You're listening to Scott and Shane here on Prepper Talk Radio here at AM 1640 K-Talk.
Radio for the ready-minded.
Radio for the ready-minded.
You left out the most important part.
I'm sorry. It is a very important part.
It's to honor our listeners. Radio for the ready-minded. You guys are the ones that are paying attention. You guys are the ones that are helping other people. And so we do this show for you and for anything we can provide to help you. And we're excited to be here at the Utah Gun Exchange today. It's awesome to be here, and
we appreciate your hospitality.
Yes.
And and I guess before it gets too late, we have Zane with us from Utah Gun Exchange. Zane, hey, thanks for being with us.
Hey, thank you, gentlemen. I really appreciate you having me on.
And let's go ahead and get started into what you've got going on tomorrow. We did announce it last hour, but let's go ahead and just kick that off. What event do you have going on tomorrow?
Okay, tomorrow, October 6th, we have our family-friendly Utah Gun Exchange gun show, where you can come, buy, sell, and trade your personal firearms. We will also have vendors here that do, new sales, preparation supplies, accessories for firearms, and we are, once again, I want to stress, kid and family-friendly. We're going to have bounce houses for the kids, face painters, free breakfast.
Notice that's from the gluten-free prepper, so anybody can eat it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's
kind of awesome.
That's a big thing.
I've got a niece that's gluten-free. We need to come down and get some of that for her.
Yep,
it's a good opportunity.
Now, you did mention that part of the purpose is to have whoever wants to buy and sell bring your firearms here and do your business here on site.
Exactly,
properly.
Yep, and a great thing about it is, if you're familiar with Utah Gun Exchange, if you've bought on Utah Gun Exchange before, often you meet it in the Maverick parking lot or in the Walmart parking lot.
I don't know why people say that. It's always Home Depot for me.
Okay,
we're always meeting in the Home Depot.
There you go.
I bought 2 guns through the Utah Gun Exchange.
Nice,
and both of them ARs, and so it's been very nice because it's an organized site. It's very clean. It's very user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to search. And so I've been able to find exactly what I'm looking for 2 times out of 3. The third time is just because nobody had the gun that I was looking for at the time. But it's super easy to search, super easy to use, and everybody is really easy to talk to, and they know what they're talking about. And you even have tips on how to do this the right way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, provide the bill of sale on there, and and I have a few firearms listed on there right now. And so I've always had tremendous success with the Utah Gun Exchange and selling my firearms. But it can be a little bit, maybe a little apprehensive. You're selling a gun. You want to make sure that you're not breaking the law. That you're safe, right? Because you just never know. So, what tips, I guess, or what tips would you give the average
just the everyday guy
who either wants to buy or sell on Utah Gun Exchange?
Okay, well, one of the things is, always trust your gut. If you find a particular firearm, you call the guy up, or if you're just doing back and forth text or whatever, if you're not getting a good vibe, just walk away from it.
Yeah, it's perfect. I think that's a perfect way to start off, because I've done the same thing. I tell you, people say, well, what do I need to do to buy this gun from you? I said, well, you got to be, it's handgun. You got to be over 21. You've got to have you be Utah resident. You got to show me some ID. You got to sign a bill of sale. Plus, I have to have the little warm fuzzies, because if I don't have that, I'm not going to sell it to you. And I'm straightforward with them. If you don't show me your concealed firearms permit, I may not get that warm fuzzy from you, because I'm not going to sell it to you otherwise.
Yep, exactly. That's it. You covered everything. Get their ID. Bill of sale is great. I mean, I come from a time when we, don't get the man in your life, and you'd meet in the parking lot, and you just go, yeah, okay, I'm okay with you. You swap money, firearm, but unfortunately, the world's changed, and we can't really do that anymore. Yeah, you gotta cover your behind. Yep.
You got, and I think the person who is buying also needs to have that certainty that he's buying from a reputable person as well.
Yep, that's a legitimate firearm, that it hasn't been stolen.
Exactly.
There's not shady stuff going on. Exactly. Yep.
Now, how can you find out if it is stolen?
Well, the easiest way is to, get in touch with law enforcement. Yes. They can run the serial number through a database and let you know immediately if it's in at least in the database system.
Yeah. And I had to do that recently. I'm helping a neighbor sell a few firearms from her estate, her mother's estate, and she wasn't aware of them. So we went to the local police and just said, hey, we're a little concerned. We don't know. We had them run the serial numbers, and they came back that there was all clear. There was no issues, and so we put them on Utah Gun Exchange with confidence. So
great.
Yeah, that's exactly
such a good platform.
It is.
And such a good. I mean, you guys aren't just about helping buy and sell gums. You're also about education. You're also about letting people know about different types of events that are coming around. You know, you guys helped promote PrepperCon last year. Everything from that to gun rights, liberty. I mean, it's all about the right kind of message and an open conversation about it.
Well, exactly, and that's what's great about Sam Robinson and Brian Melchior, the co-owners of Utah Gun Exchanges. They have a vision that is, to your point, much greater than just buying and selling amongst ourselves. This is a platform to, promote freedom, the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, our constitutional rights in general, and and what a great country we are super into, helping those groups such as women and and families and anything we can do to just go beyond just firearms is what we're about at Utah Gun Exchange.
Yeah, let me make sure to bring this up that you can sell your firearm for free on Utah Gun Exchange. It doesn't cost anything. Of course, there are premium listings you can pay to have your listing, but it doesn't cost anything to have a standard listing. And that's where I've always had success, is with the standard listing, the no-cost listing. So you don't have to spend more to make sure you want to sell your firearm.
Yep, and exactly, and it's a great avenue for someone who wants to sell a firearm. I talked to a lot of people through the course of my day, in being involved in Utah Gun Exchange, and I go, well, I went down to gun store X, and they offered me this, and it's usually 50% of what they can sell for.
Current value,
Yep, so this avenue gives people the chance to get the full value that they possibly can out of a firearm they need to sell.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's fantastic. Now, you're going to say something?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. And in addition to, I guess, the Utah Gun Exchange, you also have UGE, UGE, kind of Utah Gun Exchange Tube. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yep, UGE came about. It was always in the works or in the planning, once Sam and Brian had acquired Utah Gun Exchange. But once YouTube decided that, they were going to really crack down on anything firearm related, or I like to say Second Amendment related, and to a point, they just want to throttle free speech in that as well. Sam and Brian just rocketed it up, and we came out with the platform UGE to allow specifically, Second Amendment related type content providers to have a home where they could post their videos without fear of them being censored or X'd out. But again, beyond that, the platform is open to anybody. You can be on the most swinging liberal of all time. Come on board. Put up a channel. Talk to us. We love, again, both sides of the story, and we're here to let people speak and say what they need to say.
I love that because we need to hear both sides of the conversation. We need to see all perspectives so that we can learn to understand and learn to have actual conversation about it. I mean, the educational system lately, at least the last 20 years, have really taken us from being able to have open conversations and discussions to making those taboo topics. And when they make those taboo topics, now nobody knows how to be open-minded enough to have a conversation, and tolerable of other people's opinions, right? We're not, as soon as someone gives an opinion, we're like, oh, you're so bigoted, you're so racist, you're such a bad person, blah, blah. The response now is, I don't want to hear what you have to say, I want to judge you. And when we can have those conversations, we can see opposing perspectives, that gives us an opportunity to actually really learn something. And we need more platforms like this, because if we lose those, like what's happening with the big, YouTube crowd, is they're restricting so many conversation points, so that now we don't have the ability to learn.
Exactly.
They're restricting, and when they restrict what you can and can't learn, well, why would they do that? First of all, what's the end game? That's what you've really got to look at. And so when it's completely impartial, like YouTube, guys, if you've got video content you want to get up, that's the place to do it. How do they set that up?
Oh, you just go to UGEtube.com. You can set up a free account, just like Utah Gun Exchange, no charge to do it. You can start uploading videos immediately. We have even tools in place that if you are currently a YouTube channel, you can upload your videos to UGEtube as well. run it on both platforms. We tell everyone, hey, run your stuff on as many platforms as possible to get your word out.
Nice.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah.
That's awesome. I know a couple of our friends are doing both platforms right now, trying to transition everything over to YouTube. Dropforge Survival is one of those.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's really trying to get off of the bad one and get onto YouTube primarily and get all of his friends over here. So great platform. I love it. So let's talk a little bit more, if you're okay. Let's talk a little bit more about what are you guys doing with the other projects as far as getting the right information out and helping the other groups, like you were talking about earlier. You're saying, trying to help moms and trying to help families. Like, what are those initiatives about? What are you doing?
Well, we're continually looking for ways again to help groups. Like, for example, we offer probably every 2 to 3 months a free concealed carry class for teachers and students. And the reason we do that is because we want these people to be able to protect themselves. And if helping them out by providing the class for free can get them in there and get a concealed carry permit in their hands, we're all for it. Obviously the free gun shows, we do that just it kind of as a community builder, if nothing else. Again, we do it in a manner that you can bring your kids and you can bring your mom and just have a good time. It's not all about scary guns, and we want you to, and we
scary guns. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a marketing piece or a name on a gun that actually struck fear in me. So I don't understand where that term comes from.
No, and I don't.
They just
either.
look scary to those who are
They don't
not
have
familiar
sharp
with them.
teeth. They don't like they're usually black or maybe camo, and some of them are pink. Some of them are shiny. I don't know. None of that is scary to me. I don't get it.
Yeah, you lean it against the wall. It doesn't go anywhere.
I know. I haven't been chased by a gun. I've been
itself.
I've gone to those little horror show things, the Nightmare on Elm Street like walks, and I don't know what they're called, but they chase you with like a fake chainsaw. Like, that's scary.
Yes.
But I've never seen a gun that's scary.
Nope, and I don't know where that came from either.
I don't know.
It came from the left.
And in addition, to those things, we are also heavily pushing, to get people out there and voting. Again, voting initiative. We have the I Vote with Utah Gun Exchange initiative, where again we're trying to get like-minded people together to, present a united front to protect our rights. Because one of the things specifically about Utah is a lot of people are pretty, lackadaisical, especially about gun rights issues, thinking, oh, it's Utah, we'll never lose our rights.
There's enough people voting for it that we'll never have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But the problem is everyone's, well, I shouldn't say everyone. So many people are subscribing to that not enough people are actually getting out to vote.
Exactly.
And those that are voting are the votes against it. So now more than ever, we need to be standing up for our rights and protecting those freedoms, not just in Utah, but the whole nation is really under attack.
Yes.
And we need to open up the conversation, and we need to have the difficult conversations, and we need to actually do the things that are required to keep our rights intact.
Exactly.
All right, and there's our music for our break. Thanks for joining us here on Prepper Talk Radio. We've been talking to Zane of Utah Gun Exchange. Check them out at utahgunexchange.com and UGETube. And actually, Zane's going to join us for one more segment, and we'll catch you on the other side of this break. Welcome back to Prepper Talk Radio. As we adjust the volume and levels of our mics here, we hope that you find that these levels are a little more enjoyable.
A little more easy on the eardrums,
yes.
Hopefully.
You listen to Shane Scott and Zane as well here from Utah Gun Exchange here at Prepper Talk Radio, radio for the ready-minded, in our second hour today.
Yes.
And we this segment we're going to
jump into
a little more fun instead of the marketing side, right? We're going to talk
survival guns.
We're talking guns.
Outstanding.
Zane's smiling as much as we are now.
Okay, and I
this
understand.
is a fun topic.
Yes, exactly. And I would think to work at or for Utah Gun Exchange, you kind of have to be a bit of a gun guy, right? I mean, you consider yourself a gun guy?
Lifelong gun guy.
All right.
Whew. I mean, he's got guns on his hat.
Well,
right.
Gun Exchange, right?
I've got guns in my office. I've got guns everywhere.
Probably even on him.
But he won't
we don't
say
need to go
because
there.
we just don't talk about
so
that, right?
Exactly.
let's talk survival guns.
Could I bring something up first before we go to survival guns? I've been wanting to bring this up.
Fine.
And I see this mouse pad in front of us here. It says "Come and Take It," right? It's got an AR-15 on there. I wanted to bring up the anniversary of where this came from. It was the Battle of Gonzales in Texas, right? That was October 2nd, 1885. So 1835. Excuse me. 1835, October 2nd. So which was a couple days ago. That is when Santa Anna went back to the settlers and said, "Hey, give us your cannon back. We want the cannon back." And they said, "Come and take it. If you want it, you come and take it." So I just wanted to make sure to bring that up and honor that. I've got this sticker on the back of my rig, and I firmly believe it. And if you want it, you can come and take it.
And that's not the first time that was used.
No,
I mean it really originally goes back to Sparta, Greek, right?
Yes.
And Xerxes and stupid people trying to take. And it was swords, right? And then this time it was a cannon.
It was a cannon.
Right. Next time, what is it going to be? And are you going to allow them to just take them? No.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what this saying was in ancient Greek. You remember that?
Mola labe?
I was going to say I'll
Mola labe.
brutalize it, but that with the pronunciation, but that's
yes,
it.
Mola labe. And I'm trying to remember the exact translation. It's not "come and take it," but it's something similar to "come take." And if our phone lines, if we could answer our phone, we'd have you call in and tell us. But I'm sure it will come to me here in a minute. But yeah, let's talk survival guns in particular, because obviously we're a prepper show, and we firmly believe that you got to have your food, got to have your water, you got to have your shelter, not necessarily in that order, but you also have to have your security, your safety, and then first aid's in there as well. So safety, security is basically at the same level. You put me at the same level as the food, water, shelter.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Well, okay, so
I can see your
guns. I think we're missing part of it. Like, right, part of food procurement, and keeping those resources safe as well as yourself safe, is having a sidearm, having a firearm, having some type of personal protection. What's that Sam Colt saying? God didn't really create all men equal. Sam Colt did, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was the guns that made men equal in the Wild West, right? It gave everyone more peace of mind, more safety. You don't vote laws to make you more safe. You defend yourself to make yourself more safe. You make yourself not a target. So it's food procurement, food protection, self-protection. There's so many different more facets than just protection. Right?
Safety.
No one's going to come running at you when you got a gun pointed at them.
That's
right?
the universal stop sign.
It's a universal personal stop sign, right? But okay, so let's talk. Okay, what if you are in the wild? Like, what if you've had to bug out?
SHTF, you bugged out.
It's crap's hit the fan. The feces has hit the vertical oscillator, and it's time to meander to a new location, right? To a new locale. In your opinion, Zane, what is the right combination, or is there a single type of gun? Like, what would you prefer to have or recommend to have?
And maybe we start with what's the number one pick, number two, and I know it varies on the scenario, but yeah, absolutely. Tell us your theory, your thoughts, where you would be.
Yeah, that's actually something that I still struggle with, because my ideals and beliefs about certain types of weapons has changed. But I think in a scenario where I got to bug out, I am a fan of the AR-15 or a variant of that. For weight, for the amount of ammunition you can carry for said amount of weight, the optics mounting capabilities, the cartridge itself, depending on what loading you're using, will take care of humans, obviously, and will usually do the job on any type of game you might encounter.
On most game.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a few that it's like, not so much.
Yeah, right. When you're bugging out, you have to have things that fulfill multiple purposes, right? And so something like an AR-15, you can hunt with it. If you're a good shot, depending on what you're hunting, right?
Well, they also like, okay, if it's just a small group, do you really need a moose? You don't.
But so if it's there, you're going to take it, right?
What?
If it's there, you're going to take it.
Not necessarily. If I don't need it right away. If there's other options around, why go? If it's more than what I can use, and if it's going to spoil and go bad, like, what's the point? I look at it this way. I've taken a life of something and I haven't used everything. That's disrespecting it, and it's disrespecting nature. And I think hunters, who are also the greatest conservationists I've ever met, are going to argue the same point. Like, you don't just take a life so you can get a bite to eat. Like, it's got to be the full purpose. Use everything you can. So, like, taking down a moose with an AR, like, yeah, you could probably do it. Would you want to do it? And also, is it necessary to do it?
So the one rifle that kind of fills all the gaps, all the voids, doesn't do it perfectly. in all aspects, but no tool does every job perfectly.
Exactly.
That's why there's so many different tools, different variants and versions of tools, and the same thing with firearms. They're tools, and they fill specific needs. And if you're not a gun guy, you don't really understand this. I mean, you really don't. If you are a carpenter,
I don't know.
If you're a woodworker,
I think it's transferable.
It is.
I think it's completely transferable. If you're like you were saying, if you're a carpenter, if you're a woodworker, you've got all these different types of tools. Different types of tools do different types of jobs.
That's right.
If you're a kitchen chef, you've got like 14 different knives that you use for 14 different types of projects.
Someone who's not a chef would say, "Why do you have so many knives? I don't get it."
Yeah, I only use one in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, you're using that one wrong. You could do this a lot easier with all these other ones too.
Yep.
You've got a whole block of them. Why aren't you using them all, right?
Yeah, and so that's why some people say, "Well, why do you have so many guns?" Well, you obviously don't understand.
Exactly.
So, are you a chef? How many knives do you? Yeah, exactly. Great comparison there. Okay, so the AR-15 is a very good choice.
That's your kind of your foundation gun.
At this point, it is.
Okay.
And yeah, opinions always change. Not that we're flip-floppers, right? But we increase our knowledge, we change our situation, our environment, and so our tools change, right?
Well, exactly. I'll use my example. When I was a young man, I was and still am a huge fan of the M1A.
Okay.
308 battle rifle has excellent sights.
Yep.
Just a fantastic weapon. But as you get old and your eyesight starts to go away, well, the M1A isn't really all that great to put optics on.
Yeah.
Ammo's heavy. The gun itself is
That is heavier.
And so, my attitudes have changed.
That is one I am constantly scanning Utah Gun Exchange for is a SOCOM.
Yeah. Fantastic weapon. But again.
But yeah, I wouldn't carry that to bug out, though.
Right.
That is more of my bug in.
Okay, let's jump scenarios then. Okay. So you're bugging in. So Shane, your primary focus at that point would be the 308, the M1A.
50 BMG. No, just kidding. No. Go as big as you can. No, I'd love the 308. Fantastic round. Great all-purpose round. Other than for hunting Bambi and small animals, there'd be nothing left, right? But as a defensive round, as a long-range round, the 308 is fantastic. Yeah, and I love the SOCOM. The M1A is fantastic. I mean, it's been around forever. It's proven. And that is high on my list.
What about you, Zane? What's your home defense?
Home defense, I've got multiple, actually. I'm a fan of the shotgun. I run a Beretta 1301. Certain stash spot. I've got a couple of AR pistols, 10.5-inch barrels, because I like the maneuverability of them. If you're clearing your house, it's a lot easier to get your 10.5 AR through the doorway than your 14.5 to 16-inch.
Yes.
Or your 18 or 20-inch tactical shotgun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, every situation in my house there's a contingency in place for it.
And that's where I'm a real big handgun guy, because you can always have it with you. You can clear your house with it. There's all different kinds of ammo available for it for inside your home, defense ammo inside your home, and also I wouldn't say hunting, but you could. I'm pretty good at longer range with my 9. I go out to 100 yards.
Let me testify that.
Okay.
We went.
Yes. Okay.
This knucklehead over here, he puts a target.
125 yards or so.
125 yards, is that? Yeah. And he's like, "Can you hit it?" I'm like, "With my handgun?" I'm like, "I've never tried shooting that far with my handgun." I'm like, "That's kind of outside the optimal range." And he's like, squares off, postures down, reaches out. Oh, missed it.
No,
ping, ping.
I hit the first shot, second shot.
Was the first shot?
First shot and second shot. Then after that, I missed it. But
no, because you hit like 4 out of 5. Maybe 5. I was like, I hate you, because I was 0 for 5, and but all the short range stuff. I mean, you saw I was doing well, but that's all I trained for with my handgun. I'm like, and he goes, "Well, if all comes down to it, I can hunt with this thing." And I'm like, "Okay, you win."
Well, see, that's why I think the handgun should be your first choice, because you can always have it with you. It's good for in the home. Yeah, it's not great for hunting or long range or anything like that, but you can always have it on you.
Unless you're a crazy weirdo that likes to go shoot long range with your handgun.
Why not?
As soon as you become a Marine Scout sniper with that thing, I'm going to be really worried about your sanity.
I probably won't attempt good.
That. He's like, if you arc it far enough. No, I'm just kidding.
So handgun, your thoughts?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's actually the first thing that is set up to grab. Light on it so you can identify your situation. Yep. But again, what I've done is set up to, if needed, be able to get to a long gun or a higher power gun.
Yeah,
because the handgun is a fantastic tool, but if you can get yourself to a more powerful
Yep.
tool or a better tool.
Handgun is meant to fight your way to your rifle, right?
Yes.
So are you 9, 40, 45? What's your preferred caliber?
For many, many years, I was a 45 only guy.
I would have guessed.
I am a huge fan of the 10 millimeter,
Mm.
but for day-to-day purposes, for the gun I grab off the nightstand is a 9 millimeter.
Mm-hmm. Is that because of the practicality of the rounds, like the capacity? Like what is the reasoning behind
Yep,
that?
all
for
the
you?
above. Capacity,
Easier to
sight,
shoot, less
easier
recoil.
to shoot, less
Yep.
recoil, size of the weapon itself. But
Yeah.
again, push comes to shove. Guns don't always have to have a specific purpose, and that's why I say 10 millimeter is my absolute favorite handgun round. And
Now, is that similar to the ballistics of a 357?
similar, yeah,
Okay.
pretty close to that.
It's a little bit lighter, a little bit softer recoil.
Yep.
But still great stopping power and still fun to shoot.
But that's it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a very comfortable gun to shoot. My friend Bob's got one, and I went shooting with him.
Haven't ever shot 10.
And he was bagging on me all the time. Oh, no, little 9 millimeter guy, huh? Oh, you're so tiny.
Well, we know that there's a progression when you start concealed carry. You start with a little baby 22, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even keep it chambered, and then you decide, I'm gonna chamber my 22, and then you step up to the 9. It's a subcompact, right? Or it's a pocket pistol or a 380, and you realize, no, I can carry more gun, and then you get up to a subcompact 9, and then you're carrying a full size like I do. 4-inch full size grip.
And then you're shoving a shotgun down your pants.
And then next thing, then I've got my sub 2000 in my bag right here.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I've got a folding rifle in my shoulder bag, right? So it's a progression, and then you realize what tool you need at the time or what you feel like, is going to serve that purpose. Anyway, so I love handguns, and I love 9 millimeter. So, okay, next, we're running out of time. What's the next category you would say? We talked about shotguns a little bit.
Yep.
Great for home defense. I think they're fantastic for home defense. Mm-hmm. They're a little bit wieldy around inside the house, but for your perimeter defense, I can't picture something better or anything better than really a 12 gauge shotgun with a 3-inch shell shooting 15 9 millimeter balls downrange. There's nothing much better than that.
Right. Yep.
Than the 12 gauge. What else? What else fits into your, let's say, in your bug out bag
Okay. So we did kind of the home defense and bugging in scenario. Let's go back out to food procurement. And maybe in transition from one location to your rally point, right? What's the other type of guns that you would recommend or want to have on you?
Another thing, if we can swing it, again, with what we need to take with us to get where we need to go, a 22, like a 1022
Ruger
breakdown model.
I love the takedown.
22s are so versatile. I mean, they're not a first choice for many different things, but man, you can carry a lot of ammunition, and if you do your shot placement, it'll take down pretty much what you need to do. Small game, it's fantastic. That's another great one if you can put it in the bag and take it.
Really
with
depends on your scenario. If you're primarily going to be out hunting, small game, it's the perfect choice.
Well, small game's a lot more available.
It is.
I think a lot of people have this misconception that, the crap's hit the fan, I'm going into the woods, I'm going to go get an elk.
I'm going to go hunt deer. Yeah.
The elk's been out there a lot longer than you have, and number one, it's a lot better at evading than you are at shooting. Number two, there's all these other hunters that are doing the same thing, and you're going to be shooting each other. So I'm like, hey, let's hit the squirrels. Let's go for the varmint.
And one thing that our good friend Jeff Kirkham taught us about.
Yeah, over at Ready Man.
He was in the military for 26 and a half years. So of course I got to add the half year in there because it does count. And so he says it's about holes. When it comes to defending yourself, the 5.56 223 of the AR-15 is not a real big bullet. It's a 22 caliber bullet, but it's going really fast, and it puts holes in things, and it's about holes. It's not necessarily about stomping power like the 12 gauge. Really is the only thing that we've talked about, or the 308 is the only things we've talked about that actually have stopping power. But the 22, you put a hole in somebody, most likely they're gonna back off, right? They're gonna go turn the other way. Not necessarily in the case with the guy who's
Unless
on drugs, right?
Crazed out on drugs,
Yeah.
But in most scenarios, it's a good boo-boo to get someone to go bye-bye, like at least walking away. It's a great deterrent. Even just the sound of your racking your round on your shotgun is a great deterrent. That's why it's so infamous on movies. You hear that and everyone's like, "Oh, run! Get out of here!"
Yep.
Right?
But also, like with the 22, you can put so many rounds downrange so quickly. It's great for a deterrent as well as for cover fire, and it's inexpensive and great training weapon as well. you can't always afford to go out and shoot a whole bunch of 308 with your SOCOM 16. You're spending $100 in just a few minutes.
Around easy, yeah.
Yeah, almost a buck around for the.
Right now pricing. Yeah,
but yeah, so 22 is a fantastic, especially the Ruger 1022 in particular. It's proven. I've been shooting it since I was a kid and have several of my own as well. So,
there's our music. Shoot.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I know so many other things we could talk about, and guns are so much fun to talk about. We could obviously, you could tell the excitement in my voice when we talk about guns. So thanks for joining us here on Prepper Talk Radio. We sure enjoy the conversation. We hope you'll stick with us for our last segment, and we hope you'll come this weekend to the Utah Gun Exchange event here at 9500 South 670 West in Sandy. Lots of free stuff, lots of fun stuff.
The sun's finally out.
All right, welcome back to the show. You're listening to Shane and Scott here on Prepper Talk Radio, radio for the ready-minded. We appreciate you joining us here at K-Talk 1640 AM in Sandy right now at a temporary location while we wait for the fiber optic cable to be run into the new studio, which we're very excited about.
It's just not set up.
Not connected and set up.
So close.
Yet
close. So far away.
But at least we can be broadcasting, even though our levels are not quite right, and we're spiking, and we're...
It's like my brain. It's not quite right.
There we go.
It can be spiking, but it's still on, and it's still going.
And I wanted to, of course, welcome you all to Red October. But you were going to do a little announcement.
Yeah, we got it. One more time. We're going to announce this. Guys, we are broadcasting from the Utah Gun Exchange studio. Join the Utah Gun Exchange for a free gun show this Saturday, October 6th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Let me stress, this is a family-friendly event. They've got free entry, free breakfast. Yeah, you heard that right. Free breakfast. Dads, get your families together, because guess what? You can say you made breakfast, and it's all on you. Mom will be grateful that she didn't have to do anything. Get on out here. There's a free carnival. So they're hosting their 4th annual carnival-style gun show and trade event. So it's family-friendly with free admission, free food, free entertainment for the kids, an ammo giveaway. That's always awesome. And over 100 awesome vendors. Come spend the day with us. The kids can check out our new activity, the RC Rock Climbers, get their face painted, have custom balloon animals and whatever else. And then you can also spend some excess energy in those bouncy houses. So get on over here. Breakfast will be brought to you by the Gluten-Free Preppers. So visit UtahGunExchange.com for details or to buy, sell, or trade firearms.
You did that so much better than I did, Scott.
I've been practicing.
Well, good for you. I did
got
not
my radio voice ready to go, talking about preparedness and a gun show.
Please don't do that.
I will do this no more. Okay,
right,
so last segment,
yes.
We really wanted to get into Red October, and I can't channel my inner Sean Connery. Yeah, it's too much on the spot.
You're usually pretty good with your voices, but yeah, I'm not going to attempt that either. So
all I can think are James Bond quotes, and that just isn't right. So
yeah, Red October. We're obviously it is October, and I don't know where this started. Who started the Red October? Why they're calling this Red October? No, I think it was Q. I think is what it. QAnon. If any of you guys know who QAnon, hopefully you do. Not that I subscribe or really believe in the whole QAnon thing and who it is and what they're saying, but I think it was QAnon who basically said, this is Red October, watch out. And I don't want to get into the details, but I think I just wanted to bring up that we're in a precarious place right now. I think we're at a tipping point. We're at a crossroads, or however you want to call it, in not only in our country, but in financially, and we touched on that a little bit.
There are so many things on the edge. Mm-hmm. I mean, just turn on the news and you'll see so many things on the edge. Read a blog post by anybody and you'll see so many things on the edge. It's right there in front of us, and yet so many people are blind to it. And so really need to wake up, and especially this month, watch what's going on.
Yeah, and I think the main thing is that the elite, the world powers, whoever you want to call it, they're trying to divide and distract and conquer, right? So they're trying to put left against right. A divided country can't stand, and that's their goal. So let's not become divided. Let's unite, and but keep in mind, what could be coming with this Red October. October in the fall is typically a bad time for the stock market. So you never know. Again, we're not financial guys, not financial advisors or anything, but I'd get out if I were you. But that's my personal opinion. I haven't been in for years. I have not.
We are not licensed financial advisors. No. We're just a couple of Joes talking on the radio
with strong opinions.
So in our final segment, though, we really wanted to focus on it's that time of year.
Yes.
Right? It's
true.
that time of year. Every October and every April, for years, I've always rotated my gear. Shane's been the same, rotating your gear, meaning take your 72-hour kits, which I hate that term because it's not long enough. I like a 96-hour minimum kit. Your bug-out bags, your get-home bags, your
inch bag,
your whatever you want to call it. Yeah. It's time to update and rotate. Update and rotate, meaning if something is no longer part of your plan, get it out of there. Update it. If you found a better tool, if you found a better product, if you found a better way to do things because you're educating yourself, reduce what you're carrying and make room for things that will make more sense long term. And then also, just check everything for expiration dates. When I'll tell the story every April and every October. When I got married, the first thing I did with my wife's emergency bag, our first October together, was I went through everything and I pulled out every expired thing, and guess how long they'd been expired for?
About probably 5 years or so.
Yeah, they were already 5 years expired, and some of them were so hard. I'm like, you can't. This is ammo now. Like this is get a slingshot, and this will take down a moose. Like that's how real it is. We've got to stay on top of it. It's time to put in your seasonal things. You need more warm layers, right? You need a change of socks. You need a change of underwear. You need additional sleeping arrangements. You need a heavier duty your tarps. Make sure you modify and change things for the fall.
Yeah, I think that's the reason we do it this time of year is because the changing seasons, when you really need to pay attention to layering and to the weather in particular. Being a what I want to call myself, pretty intense kind of prepper. I do go through and change the items in my vehicle, according to the weather, right about this time of year. But and when it comes to my bag, my go bag is kind of what I refer to it. It's much more than a 72-hour or 96-hour kit. It's kind of more of an inch bag. It's something that would help me survive an indefinite amount of time. But a lot of that depends on your knowledge and skills and such, and that's what we really focus on. So this time of year is, with the changing weather, it should be a perfect reminder to, okay, I'm going to add some cold weather gear to my bag, and in the spring, I'm taking my cold weather out. I'm going to adapt it for the seasons
and the climate where I live. And the other thing is also this is the time to go through and check and do a general check on everything.
Yes.
Right. You check your generators, make sure your generator's good. And you check. This is one of my favorites. Like, do you have propane heaters? Test them all. Make sure everything's working right. Do you have a fireplace? Clear the flue. Make sure that's okay. Because the last thing you want to do is climb on your roof when there's snow on there and try to clean out your flue if there's a problem.
Yeah, if the power goes out and you realize, I've got a fireplace, great, and it's not ready. It needed to be cleaned or something.
There could be a bird's nest in there. I mean, there could be a million
not working.
things.
Right now is the perfect time to prepare for the cold winter weather and get those things ready that you anticipate you might use, like the generator. I exercise my generator. You should exercise your generator once every 3 months. Let it run for an hour. Let it get nice and hot. Make sure it's working properly so that if an emergency does come, it's going to run.
Rotating your fuels.
Exactly. Rotating your fuel.
Propane lasts a lot longer and can store, but your unleaded needs to be out of those cans, right? You need to get it out. It's not designed for long-term storage.
Exactly. And storing a lot of gas in particular can be dangerous. So I rotate mine by putting it into the 4Runner and then taking it down. And I try and do that at least once a year. And right now would be a good time.
Yeah, perfect time.
Whether the spring or the fall.
I don't like to do it in the spring because that's when they start doing the overly oxidated stuff and you just kind of get not as good a lifespan out of that fuel. Right, so I like to do it every October.
Shorten down the lifespan.
Yeah, that October fuel to me is always better here in Utah. It's always better. It lasts the year, and I usually don't even make it the full year. I start rotating it early spring and then again late fall. So I do twice a year that I rotate that. But also winterizing things that you're not going to be using. So if you've got a swamp cooler on the roof, make sure it's winterized and it's taken care of this weekend. Like it's that first weekend in October. Get it all taken care of.
And not a bad time to go ahead and turn off your sprinkler systems, your stop and waste valve, because they have plenty of rain.
Clear it out.
If you need a little supplemental watering between now and November, then it's what you got a hose for, right?
That's what that's for.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
That thing that's on the side of your house, that kind of
Shane,
hose
your
bed.
common sense astounds me sometimes.
You know,
I love it.
Sometimes I have my moments, right?
Most of the times you have your moments. I appreciate you. It's funny because we joke about it, but these are simple things that it's easy to forget about because we allow ourselves to get so busy. Other things you need to make sure you're taking care of is like, do you have good winter boots around the house? Do you have good winter gloves around the house? And one of my other things is, do you have good radios? Are the batteries fresh? Check the batteries, test everything, and rotate what you need to rotate. Are your glow sticks expiring? Because those, hey, guess what? They expire. And
they still work pretty well, but
they get less and less.
Yeah.
So I rotate them out of my bags and into the kids' bags because then it can become a toy.
No, that's perfect.
If it's in my bag, they're not going to grab it and play with it because they're not going to see it. But if it's in their bag, they're going to play it. I mean, especially 17-month-old, she can be like, "Yay, snap this," and then chew on it, and you got to pull it away.
It's not as critical if it's in a child's bag
yes.
as if it is in your bag. And that's kind of the way we've set up our bags around our home. Mm-hmm. I have the primary bag. Wife has, has a different...
The nurture bag.
Completely different... yeah, exactly. Completely different setup on her bag. And then the kids have, like Austin has his own survival kit. We've been setting his up.
He's all stoked about it. He's built
knife
it.
And he's got his ferro rod and everything in this survival kit. But he also has the other bag with the clothes, with the other essentials.
The essential items,
things that can be grabbed quickly. Like a 72-hour kit, but we don't call it a 72-hour kit because it's much more than that.
Yeah.
But, traditionally, with a 72-hour, you'd go through and you'd rotate the snack, pull the old snacks out, right? Okay, the kids have grown. Let's put in larger clothes in there, right?
Let's go down to DI or to the Goodwill and get bigger clothes.
And that's not a bad way to go. I choose to do ours differently, and I think it's a little more robust for us for our it's a little more less complicated.
Okay, stop talking about the things to describe it and actually tell me about it.
Oh, okay. Is in our bag. So my bag, you've seen my bag. It's it's got everything. I don't have enough time to go through this. We got about 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left.
Just tell me the principle of what's in those types of bags.
The principle of my bag is extended, right? It's more of the inch bag, and the principle of the children's bags is really kind of a short term, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to have the things to help them feel comfortable in an emergency, whether it be games, whether it be drawing, coloring books.
Yeah, I think you and I do it the same.
Clothes.
Yeah, like my bags, for me, my gear, the bags in the cars, the bags, my primary get out of Dodge bag, those are all the robust defend, protect, navigate, and it's tools, right?
Tools for water and shelter.
And then my wife's is the nurturing bag, and we have some things that are redundancy. But there's a lot of things that are different. Then when you get to the kids, it's really the food, the clothes, the games, the comfort, right? Because they need that little extra comfort because psychologically they're not as robust as we are or we should be.
And you don't want them to have a heavy pack.
Right.
It needs to be lightweight. It needs to be something.
It's one of my biggest downfalls with kids. It's like they just can't pack 50 pounds.
They're not
so annoying.
They're not pack mules, unfortunately, unless you have older kids. Like when your kids get to be teenagers, throw as much weight on them as you want.
That's what the mule's for, and I don't have a mule either.
I guess in our last minute here, I wanted to
yes, please. That's
share one
cool
little tool here. It's called the Midland. The model is the ER210, Midland ER210. What it is, it's an emergency radio, flashlight, but it's also you can charge your phone with it. It has a crank. It has a solar panel on it, and you can plug it in to charge it with USB. So it's a little small red handheld radio with an antenna that you would typically see in a 72-hour kit, but this is much higher quality. It has a lithium-ion battery. It's called the 18650. Fantastic battery. You can, like I say, you can use you can hear it there. You can wind it up.
It's got an easy-to-hold handle. You can connect it to some string or a carabiner.
Yeah.
Hang it from your bag so you've got the radio going while you're walking so you can hear what's going on.
And again, a multi-purpose device.
Yeah.
That can be used for more than just one thing. So when you're carrying... You can't carry too many things. You can't carry a lot of weight. So you find out things that serve multiple purposes. And I think this is fantastic. I highly recommend it from the prepared guy, myself. Midland ER.
Have you written a review on this one yet?
ER210. I have not done a review on this. I should do it.
Whoa,
it's a
or a
fantastic
video.
device, and it's about $50, I think.
Worth it.
Yeah,
definitely worth it.
I would go get one.
A lot of the emergency kits people buy have the garbage versions of this.
Yes.
And this is what you need.
That's true. much higher quality. And there's our music, and that's the end of our show, and that's 2 hours. I can't believe how quickly that went.
Holy cow.
Thanks for joining us. We will be back again next week for a 1 hour show here on Prepper Talk Radio on K-Talk AM 1640. And everybody keep prepping, and remember to keep your eyes open for Red October.